Playlist Party with your host, Andrew Marshall.
We are live. Hey everyone, I'm Andrew Marshall. I want to give a big shout out to DW and the whole family over there for having me on this show. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to play some tunes and talk about some influences. And Jules and the crew over there are actually DJing for me, so I don't have to do anything. All I have to do is talk. This is great. And honored and happy to be a DW pedals and hardware artist. They're so awesome, and I just can't thank them enough for having me on here. So let's get into it. A lot of people now know me as sort of a groove pocket, more simple kind of player. But when I first started, I was really heavily into fusion. That was just the thing. Like, I was obsessed with Weather Report and Chick Corea and all these people. And the first tune actually is a Chick Corea tune with the great Dave Weckl on drums. And this song actually appeared on the classic Light as a Feather by Return to Forever with 𝗠𝗔𝗥𝗪𝗛𝗪 on the drums. But this was the first version I heard of it, and it just blew me away. Like, man, I mean, this band is incredible. This is like one of the most seminal bands in jazz, and just such a huge influence. I mean, the fluidity Dave Weckl playing is just, I mean, what can you say about him? Let's spin it. This tune is like, they're just so in sync. Like, it's like they're thinking with one brain, you know? I mean, it's just incredible. Like, there's like no lag in reactions between the members of the group. John Patitucci on the bass. And by the way, I don't know, maybe some people out there might be saying, "Oh, I don't listen to jazz. I don't like jazz, whatever." And that's cool. I get that. And I got into rock and punk and stuff a lot later, and we'll get to that later in the show. Don't worry, Travis Barker is coming up, but man, this stuff is just like, it's a huge influence on me. I kind of thought I was gonna be a jazz player until like college, so there you go. Little Steve Gadd influence you can hear there on the cowbell. Mozambique. This groove, check this out. Just like the tastiest, the most tasty samba ever. And still, it's just like, like one brain, like just like the groove is like, they're just all so locked. And this was really one of my, introductions to jazz. It's just like incredible. And I was I was really lucky to get to see Chick Corea and Dave Weckl together and separately in different situations. And I saw the electric band and the acoustic band, and I've seen Dave Weckl's group, and him with both of those bands. I mean, you're so lucky if you can get to go see either of them play. It's just unbelievable. And the acoustic and electric bands, I mean, they sort of define the sound of fusion, which is huge. Burning, absolutely burning. Back to that ridiculous samba. McBride makes tasty sambas. The most tasty, right? And it's funny, like, because this is the first version of this classic tune that I heard, I would always hear that phrasing in the melody, like, I mean, they really reinterpreted it in this one, and I think it was like years later that I heard the original, and I was like, oh wow, this is like so different. But I mean, both versions are incredible, and that whole I think it's the second Return to Forever record, Light as a Feather, just incredible. And I mean, Chick Corea's had many incredible bands. I mean, the Now He Sings, Now He Sobs trio with Roy Haynes and Gad on the Leprechaun. I mean, just one of the most storied careers in music. But this band is, and this tune in particular was really what grabbed me in the beginning. Nice. Agreed. What? Oh, so ridiculous. Fucking incredible. Yeah, flamenco is what I'm gonna say. It's so tasty from beginning to end. And I have an actually semi-embarrassing 𝗔𝗡𝗪 story that I'm actually just going to tell because, you know, we should all be honest with each other. I saw 𝗔𝗡𝗪, I think it was the Electric Band. And I've seen the Electric Band a couple times, but I think this one time it had Victor Wooten on bass, which was really cool. And I was like 12 maybe, and I somehow like had like a demo of my band with me, and like a bunch of people I was sitting with like convinced me to give it to him, and I will never forget this moment. I gave 𝗔𝗡𝗪 a demo of my middle school band's CD. Oh my god. I'm sorry, 𝗔𝗡𝗪. I hope he threw it out immediately and forgot. Anyway, moving on, keeping with this Latin jazz fusion kind of theme. The next tune is Michel Camilo, and it's called From Within. And this is another just incredible fusion Latin jazz trio. I mean, just masters. And this I heard a little bit later, and it wasn't as much of an early influence, but it certainly keeps with that theme. And I mean, just absolutely mind blowing. Again, like, you know, the three members of the group, like just thinking with one brain. Like, I mean, it's really just, it's amazing. And Horacio El Negro Hernandez is, I went through his book, Conversations in Clave, where he has you like, you know, playing the clave with the left foot like he does. And would I ever be in a situation like this and play like that? Probably not. But I mean, it's just such an incredible independence exercise. Like, I mean, if you can play clave with your left foot and play anything else, even just quarter notes on top of it, I mean, that's just going to level up your independence and coordination. And of course, he can do that and like solo and, you know, make an omelet at the same time. But it's just so inspirational. I love this playing. Let's roll the track. This is the easiest DJ gig on the planet. Anthony Jackson on bass needs no introduction. Really. One of the most important bass players in the history of jazz and pop music. Pretty much invented the six-string bass. I'm glad this is new to you, Colin. This is, that's the whole point. You just got a new thing. He's so lyrical. They're all just so lyrical. I mean, it's like, it's beautiful. I mean, they play a lot of notes, but it all fits, and it's very finesse, I think, is what I would use to describe it. Here we go. Oh man, time stands still in that moment. It's like, suspension. The Montuno is incredible. And there's that left foot 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. I mean, come on. He's a monster. I love these kind of grooves. It's just, the Montuno. I mean, it's so burning. It's so burning. We need one hand for this, sure.